Rightio boys and girls, hello again, it's Dee the Jolly Lighthouse Keeper with a big project. Over the winter when you've got a bit of spare time, you might like to make one of these. Yes, that's right, it's a penguin. Like our very own penguins out here in Warrnambool that the Maritime dogs look after. And it's a bit of a project, but if you have a look, I'll show you what you will need. You will need first a template. Templates are what we use to cut out the shapes in the felt. These are downloadable from our website. I'm going to show you how to do the templates in a moment. If you look over here, these are some felt pieces that I've cut out using the templates. I'm going to show you how to do the penguin's tummy and face in a moment on this white felt using the template. So just hold that thought. Other things we will need is a bit of elastic, and that's what's at the top of the penguin's head, so you can hang it off your bag or keyring. We've got some needles. This is a great big needle that we're going to use to put the elastic through. Here's a smaller needle I'm going to use to sew up the penguin. Again, talk to mum and dad about needles. You might have these finer needles. They can be used as well. And you'll need some cotton thread. So, you will need black felt, orange felt, white felt. You can get all of this at a craft store. This is what we're going to end up with. Now, the first thing we will do is make a pocket basically by sewing these two pieces of black felt together. And that's going to be the body of our penguin. We're going to use this stuffing that again you can get at any craft shop to give our penguin a little bit of winter warmth, a little bit of winter fat in there for when she's swimming around in the ocean. You notice on this penguin here, they've sewn the tummy and the face on and the beak. We're going to take a bit of a shortcut. If you want to sew yours on, you can do that. You would just sew that on before you sew the two pieces together. I take a shortcut. I use our fantastic Zart Art Wacky Tack and I'll glue ours on. It's up to you, but we'll see how we go. So if you look over here, I'll show you how we get the templates done. Here's the penguin's body, or rather tummy for its body. So I'm going to trace around with the pen like that. And here's the penguin's face, which I'll trace around like that. Okay, so we'll do that with each one of these templates. Two of these cut out to make the body. Face and tummy. Wings. One template, I've done 2 feet. And just for the beak, I've just cut out a triangle. So we get our scissors and we're going to chop out the penguin's face and tummy. So just give me a moment whilst I do that. You can see how easy it is. And see where the black marks are from the pen. We're going to actually turn that upside down when we do the penguin so that we don't see the pen marks. So cut around again. All this stuff you can get at the craft shop. If you get stuck on any of the parts, get mum and dad to give you a hand. And we should be right. Okay, so the first bit we need to do is get these two bits together, put them together like that, and we're going to sew around there like that and around there like that. So we're going to make like a pocket. So get your cotton. Get your needle. And if you're finding it hard to thread a needle, again, get mum and dad onto it. Alright, so just from that corner there, put your needle through the corner, pull it all the way through. Oops, daisy. Pull it through. Find that end there, and just, so you don't lose the thread, you can cheat a little bit like I'm doing, and just give it a little knot. So, come on, cotton, be good now. You're being good. Come on, stop arguing. Here we go. So, voila. We put it, that's our start. Alright, now you can do any sort of stitches you like. I just do this, in and out stitch. So, in, and back out this side, and around. So, whilst the family's sitting around watching television, you can be sitting there being very constructive sewing your penguin. Just be careful with the needle. The last thing you want to do is stick it into your finger. And again, if you've never sewn before, Mum or Dad or Auntie or Uncle or Grandma or Grandpa can show you how to do it. Okay, so imagine how exciting this will be when you finish. So just keep going. As I say, sew that one up, but just to jump ahead, we've got this little one completed. Okay, so the first thing we do, we get a bit of this stuffing. Again, you can get this from the craft shop as well. And we put that up into the body of our penguin, like so. In fact, just put another little stitch in there just to bring our penguin together. This will be the part that takes the most time, is when we sew the penguin up. And depending how fat you want your penguin to be is how much stuffing you put in it. I'll just finish off the last little thread, like that. Oops, a daisy. And just bring it back through its own loop and finish it off like that. So there's the body of our penguin. I've put stuffing in it. And now I go back and I have a look at all the things. Now, the person who did this for me has sewn the white bits on, and she did that before she sewed both parts together. But I think you can just stick them on with glue if you want, but that's been sewn. If you stuck them on with glue, you just get the glue and go like that, and that'll hold really well. Put glue on that, and that'll hold really well. It's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, but these have been sewn on, and you see they've got big stitches, so they're not really too outrageous. So I've got two little feet that I've got done now. So I'm going to glue the feet on to start with, and then I'm going to sew the bottom of the penguin up. That'll be the end of the sewing. So get your glue, and again, this is great glue because it will hold things in place. It's a PVA glue. It's non-toxic. So I'll put a bit of glue in there like that. Get the feet, go 1 foot like that, 1 foot like that. So you can see the feet are stuck on now. And then if I just close that like that with my fingers, get my needle and thread again, and start there like that, make my little loop. And you can see even when I'm doing this, those feet stay in place because that glue, Super Tack, will just hold it in place as I do my sewing. Okay, so see they're still held in place, so go in, again, go back out. Now we're trying to get to the feet. In. I'm going to stick it through the foot like that. So now the foot is held on with glue and with a bit of a stitch. I'm going to go back through this side, through the foot as well, give it a bit of a push, because you're going through a couple of layers of felt by now, and then back through. When you finish this, people go, "Where'd you buy that penguin from?" I made it. Back through the foot. It's a daisy. Oh, my foot came off. But you notice it's still got the thread, so it's come off on the thread. Just open up the penguin a little bit. Remember, boys and girls, this teaches you great patience. Okay. Oh, it came off again. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, one more thread, one more should do it, just back through the foot. Okay. Okay, now cut the thread off. You can deal with all the little bits and pieces later. Right, so, there my penguin with its feet. And I'm sure, boys and girls, as I always say, you'll do a much better job than I do. So there's our penguin with her feet on. Now, all we need to do now is stick on her bits and pieces. So the first bit we're going to do, blob with the super tack, and eye, yes. Starting to look like a penguin now. Bit of glue on there, and pop that on like that. There's your beak. So you see on the one that was made before, the person who is a very much better sewer than I has sewn the beak on, but we can glue the beak on. The next thing we're going to do is the wings. So our wing bits, here they are. You can fold them like that at the top and put a stitch into your penguin's body and hold your penguin's wings on. So there's our penguin. There's my needle and thread still threaded, which is good. One sec. As I say, boys and girls, it is a big project, but it is quite worth it. Okay, let's see it. The helmet wing came off again. I'm having all sorts of trouble in the penguin department, boys and girls. But again, it's all about being patient. Let's try that again. Okay, there's my penguin's wing. I've just ended up using glue in the end. Alright, boys and girls, my penguin's coming along. I'm sure you do a much better job than me. In fact, the first penguin looks fantastic and mine looks a little bit worse for wear, but it's a bit tough there on the Southern Ocean. It's a penguin parade. We're safe from those evil foxes because of the Maremma dogs. What's that, Jolly Lighthouse Keeper? I don't have a piece of elastic in the top of my head. I will remedy that. So we get our darning needle and our elastic, pull it through, and then through the back of the penguin's head, we push the darning needle all the way in, pull the elastic thread through the penguin, take the needle off, do one little knot, lift it up, tie it up at the top, and as they say in France, viola, and now we've got our elastic in our penguin. We trim that off at the end. I'll do that now. And we have got our, whoops-a-daisy, our penguin softie. That's all, boys and girls. Thanks for watching. And again, if you get a bit lost, rewind the tape, ask Mum and Dad to give you a hand. That's all from me.